Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Beagles Games Guitars. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough of Uwe Rosenberg's Ora and Labora. Okay everybody, today's video, Ora and Labora solo playthrough. It's going to play a little bit differently than the 2 to 4 player game. Let's go ahead and go to the table and I'll show you how it plays differently. This right here is the solo setup. A little different than a 2-player game because you're actually going to be playing with a neutral player that doesn't really do much. It's just going to give you an opportunity to take additional turns whenever you're doing a settlement phase. The biggest noticeable changes from a 1 to a 2-player game is that instead of the cheapest being first, it's going to be the most expensive, and that goes for both of these right here. Also, you don't start with any resources. There is also a D phase, and then the neutral player is starting with a builder's market, which is actually a 4-player card. So those are the biggest key changes between the solo and the 2-player. One more big one is that during a settlement phase, if their priory is available, whenever you get to the settlement phase, any cards that are not built by you are going to be put onto the neutral player's board. And if, like I said, he is available, you can pay him like you normally would to take an action of a newly built card and take that action immediately. So you kind of want to plan your turns that have him available during settlement phases. So there is an E settlement phase, unlike the 2-player where you just go until there's only one card, I believe, built. So once the E settlement phase happens, you'll actually carry out your turn as normal before you do the settlement phase. So it gives you an opportunity to at least try and build what's left out here until he does. So I'll go ahead and take a break and then we'll get started. So we'll go ahead and rotate the wheel, and now there's 2 resources of everything. I'm going to try and build the cloister courtyard next to the cloister office, fell these trees, and then place one of my settlements right here so I can have kind of 1, 2, and then 3, potentially 4 buildings next to that settlement. So in order to build the cloister courtyard, I need 2 wood. So this is how I indicate my turns. First turn, I'm going to fell that for 2 wood. So I have a little printable mat that I got. I give myself 2 wood. That is 1 turn. Next turn could be, let's go ahead and just build it. So second turn, building. Immediately returning the 2 wood it costs. And you have to place cloisters next to each other. I do not have 3 different goods to get 6 identical goods, so I'm going to skip that. So that was the end of the first round. Wouldn't mind building something here. The peat coal kiln gives me negative points, so that's not something I necessarily want to put right there. The brewery is nice, but you have to get stone first. And the false lighthouse can only go on the coast, and I don't have enough money for the coast. Let me just take it easy and go with the stone merchant. So again, I will fell some trees for 2 more wood as turn 1. And I'm only going to give myself 1 wood because my second turn I'm going to spend 1 of those woods and just place the stone merchant right there. And I don't have any food or fuel to do the action on that card. Next turn. So now I have a space right here to put one of these settlements. Most likely would do the market town because it's the most. The fishing village would be nice, but I need a coast first. So I'm going to focus on here before I go out. Need some coins. The peat coal kiln would be good right here. So what if I got some clay, which at this point, it's 4 clay. I'm only going to give myself 3. First turn was doing clay. Second turn, spending one of those clays to put a peat coal kiln out here. I do have my priory available, which will actually give me peat coal and a money. Additionally, I can turn any kind of peat that I have into peat coal one time, and I don't have that. So now, next turn, about halfway through the A phase here, it would be good to take a worker 5 to 6. Let's get some food here. Is it food? Okay, so here I will take however many sheep, 5 sheep. That's 5 as my first turn. Second turn, I'm going to fell right there and give me 3 wood. Next turn there. All my workers have been used. Workers back. I will get money. So it'll be 6. So let me just grab a 5 and a 6. And now I'm actually going to pay him 1 coin, which you just pay back to the market. Send his worker to get 6 more money using the joker. So there's that. And then I believe for $8, so I have 10 right there, getting $2 back. I'm going to place this, I think it's a plot, and I'll place it up there. Hopefully y'all can still see that. It gives me 2 more tree areas to fell, and then another bog for peat, another peat bog. So that was 2 turns plus the additional buy action. So we're back, going into the next phase. I have 4. I'm going to pay him $1 to do his grain. There's probably a reason behind that. So 6. Wow, I actually grabbed 6. So I didn't know this, but at any time during the game you can do a multitude of things. You can buy, I think it's only once per turn, a district or a plot. You can turn grain into straw at any time, and once you do, you can't go back. So make the decision. And the other thing you can do is if you have 5 single coins, you can turn them into a 5 coin, which is actually worth 2 points. Whiskey can be sold at any time for $2. And then if you're playing the France game, I forgot what that resource is. It should be up here. The France resource, you can sell the grapes or the wine for money. So don't forget when you're playing, there's some immediate actions. Because there is something out here that costs a straw. It'll come out later that I was taking an extra turn every time. So I think the one action was getting him to give me straw. And then this is 2 clay to build the malt house. So 2 clay. I do have my priory available to turn, what is that? Grain into straw, and then I would also get that, which is malt. So those are my turns. Ugh. So now I have a nice little square to put the settlement. I think I have enough food, 7 food. I could get a slaughterhouse going. I think that's in the next phase to get more food. Whew, stone would be nice to build a brewery, because if I could build it right here, I could build another settlement here. Need stone. I could turn stone. So I could go here. I only need 2 stone, so I would need 4 food. Which I have plenty of these. 4 of those. 4 food, and then a heat. 2 heat, actually, to get 2 stone. Oh, I forgot to mention, in the solo game, there is no stone resource. So the only way to get stone is by doing those other ways to get stone. And now I have 2 stone and 1 straw to build the brewery. Oh, I didn't think that one through. Okay, so let's take this back. We're not doing that just yet. Sorry. I'm going to, I don't know what you do to a peat bog. I don't think you fell it, but let's get 7 peat. Grabbed 6, 1 more peat. Next turn. Now I'm going to take the action to build the brewery for the 2 stone and a straw. I actually get all my workers back from the previous round, which gives my priority available to turn a malt, and I have a grain there. Malt and a grain will turn into a whiskey. Actually, that's a beer, I'm sorry. And the beer could turn into $7, which I will turn this beer into $7. And you can do that 1 time. So that I was building, immediately using him for 1 action. The next action. Do I want to get more food, or do I want to try and build something else? I have enough money. So $7 would actually, and I believe that's the most expensive one, $7. Let me double check. Sometimes these get all shuffled up. $7. I'm going to build this out here. And I don't even think that was still my turn. Because I built the building, used him for free, and then I built this as an extra action. So for 1 wood, I will build the houseboat. And I can't take him right now. Next, take him out here, which will give me that wood back. I get a malt, I get a coin, and then I get a peat. So that one's kind of an all-around boy. So that's for 1 turn. And then I'll go ahead and get some grain, 4 grain. All my workers back. I could build another thing right here. 2 wood and a clay. So building the false lighthouse, which will be 2 wood and the clay. Have my priority available. That'll give me 3 money. So if I just return 2 and get a 5, I could get a beer or a whiskey, which I think at this point I'll take a whiskey. And now my next turn will be turning malt and grain into beer. And I'm actually going to keep the beer. So that was that turn. 1 more turn until a settlement phase. I'm going to keep him available. I might as well do this action. That'll give me a bunch of stuff. Actually, it has to be a newly built, and I built them all. I'll double check that rule once we get there. Nothing to build. And I have plenty of food that I could get. I need clay, so let's go ahead and just get a bunch of clay for 7. And I think I actually cannot take a second turn, so I just have to pass. So let me see what it says to do for this phase. So return you or the neutral player, clergyman, should all 3 have been used. So they've all been used. They're going back. Rotate the production wheel. The neutral player builds all remaining buildings. Place a neutral player's prior onto a newly built building so I can pay the work contrast. That one's not newly built, so I can't do it. So now I carry out the settlement phase, and then you'll carry out your normal game turn. So in the settlement phase, I get to build one of these. And honestly, if I have the money for it, I'm going to build the fishing village for 8 food, which is 4 sheep, and 3. I have a peat coal, which is 3 of the heat required. So now that's going to be a point system. In the future, I'm going to have to plan the build down here. So this will give me A buildings. So now the A buildings are out. And in the future, I guess I need to build down or over because there's a lot of cloister stuff. So now we're here. Carry out your normal turn. So now we have the artist colony. It does lose a point, but it is 5 points. So I could put it right there for later. Oh, my workers are back. I need some wood. Wood would be good. So first turn, let's go ahead and just get some wood. Right now it's at 7 wood. That's a lot of wood. That's 6 right there and 7. Next turn, the slaughterhouse can go on the hillside, and the hillside costs 6 right now. So I guess for my free turn, the extra for $6, I will build another one of these, and then I will build a slaughterhouse. It's going to lose some points. Let's see if it's worth it. So for 2 and 2, we'll build it down there. And I actually have, sorry, I'm going to immediately turn a grain to straw, so I can use my priory to get grain, and a sheep will turn into meat. The sacred site. So this one's been totally filled. One could go here and one could go here. I wouldn't mind turning. I need some malt. So let me turn a grain into straw and malt, and then using the malt and the grain to get a beer. But then I'm going to trade that beer in for, what is it, $7? And now for $6, I'm going to, I'll put my resources there. Build down here like that, which will give me 2 more areas to fell trees and another peat bog. So my second turn, first turn him, second turn him. I did a couple of free actions in the meantime. Flipping again. I get all my workers back. I'm tempted to not build the sacred site, but at the same time I want to. I could build a scriptorium here and then put the market town here, or the artist colony right here. Scriptorium will cost a grain and a wood, which I do have. So for a turn, grain and a wood will give me the scriptorium. My priory is available, so I could turn a coin into a book. So I guess they're using their well-earned money to get meat, writing about that meat, and then getting drunk as hell with some whiskey. So that's how your money turns into things. So that was one action. Might as well just do a cash out. So I'll use the cash to get, dang, that's 8. Okay, so going again. Don't get all my workers back. Do I want to build the sacred site? That's 3 points. Do I want to build the sacred site? 3 points gives me a book. So what I need to do is turn food. I only need 1 stone, so I turn I mean, I have whiskey for it. Whiskey and then a heat, which would be a wood. Whiskey and heat to get a stone, and then that stone would be my second action to build the sacred site. So now I would return my workers back like normal, rotate the wheel. They would build anything. And right now I could actually pay him $1 to take that action. So up to 3 times I could burn 3 clay into 3 ceramics, and then I don't have any stone to turn into ornaments, so I'm going to do that. Then it says it could result in him getting his workers returned. And I'm supposed to build here. I was debating about doing the artist colony for my 1 meat, and then I need 1 heat, which is actually a wood. Sorry, some of these icons are upside down. I'm just too lazy to flip them. So I built the artiste colony. He can go up there. Now I would get my bee settlement, and the bee buildings are out. So he's already done. He's done. I need one right here, and I need one right here. So I got all my workers back. The quarry actually hurts to have. So if I built lower, I would have to wait on that one. Okay. Once the whiskey distillery gets built, it'll now have him pay him 2 money to take any actions that he's doing. The shipyard's always nice. I just burned through all my clay though. So I could get clay equal to 6. Lots of clay. So there's 6 clay as 1 action. Second action, I'm going to send him back. So for 2 meats, which I have the whiskey, and I have 1 heat to turn that into a stone. So now we will rotate, and since I did not use sheep, they get removed from the game instead of getting pushed by the wheel. So I definitely need to use the Joker. 4 clay and 1 stone will buy me the shipyard goes on the coast. And I could use my worker. Dang, so close. I'm not going to do the action. I am going to send him to get 10 money. Keep that Joker in play. Which I will spend, I believe, 5 of it. Get that, which will give me 2 more trees to fell. So my 1 action was building, and then I got coins. Turn. The whiskey distillery is always nice. I'm going to need some major heat towards the end here. So I get my workers back. First turn. Let's go ahead and fell some peat. Keep that in play. Which is at 9. Wow. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 peat. I have a stack of peat there. Second action. I had a plan. Getting grain, which right now is at 8. Wow, I grabbed exactly 8. And I'm going to turn, I think, 2 of those immediately in the straw. So next. So wood's safe for a while before it gets burnt. I will build the whiskey distillery for 2 straw and 2 clay. Now that the whiskey distillery is built, it's going to cost $2 for him to do any action for me. And I thought I bought the peat coal kiln. so I could burn, burn, burn. Dang, it doesn't say any number of times. Second action, we'll be getting a peat coal, and then additionally a peat coal and $1. Next turn, I think I have plenty of heat. I don't have enough food, so I'm actually going to pay him $2 for him to use his action to get sheep, which the Joker will give me 4. And then I could turn a money into a book, a meat, and that's a whiskey. Good old Monk's getting drunk. So I got him and used that 2 turns. Trying to use the coins as a reminder, but I always forget. The chapel. I don't know if the chapel is necessarily worth it. Maybe. I would need more stuff. He's going to build it. So the chapel will be his. Don't really want to build the quarry, because I guess I could use the Joker to get the stone. Quarry, that would give me 2 stone, and I need more clay, which I would basically, I don't have enough turns to get the chapel. I need to build something right here. The hamlet would probably be the best option. So I have enough heat, and I definitely have enough food. I might as well start converting stuff into points, which I could fell some trees. Sorry, I don't need my worker for that, which would give me, wow, 8 wood. One action, 8 wood. Second action, going way down there, 2 wood will turn into an ornament and $5. So that's ornament, $5. So now we are here. I'd get all my workers back if he's going to build all these. I could pay him $2, which I will, so I would get $3 back out of that 5 to send his prior. That would turn a coin into a book, and then additionally I could turn a whiskey and a beer. That would turn it into a reliquary. Sorry about my beagles. And now we do the settlement phase. 7, so I want to put the hamlet right there. So I need 6 heat. Let's do 2, 4, 6, and 5 food. I have a meat. So that'll do the hamlet. So now I would get settlement C. And now the C buildings are out. And let's continue building like normal. So this castle would be good. I have enough wood. I need stone. So I could actually pay him, if I remember right, $2 to take the action of the quarry. I could use the Joker to get 5 stone, 3 stone, because of where it's at. Oh, beagles. Second action could be going over here to use food and heat. So I need 2 more stone. So I need to spend 4 food and 2 heat, which will give me 2 more stone. Okay, next turn here. I would like to build the castle. So I need 6 wood, which is, I have 7, so there's 6 wood and my 5 stone. building the castle. I do have my priory available. Build one of my settlements. So I could 5, 10, 15. Let me see if I have enough food elsewhere. 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And now I need 9 heat. 3, 6, 7, 8. Let's go ahead and burn 10. So I do have enough to build the village, which can go on the coast or the hillside. I think I want, so that would do 12. This one's only doing 10. Let's see what that does. So now let me get rid of all this. So what were my actions here? I built that guy, used my priory. Can't use any of my workers. And I can't build anything. I mean, I guess I could. So for 2 wood, 2 clay, and 1 wood, I will build the refectory. Basically just gave me 4 points. So now we turn. I get my workers back. Too bad I can't turn all this peat into stuff. So I could get $2, get all that stuff. He should have gotten his workers back a while ago. I need beer and whiskey, but I need grain and malt. Oh boy. Let's go up here to the sacred site. So I would get a book. I would also get 2 grain or 2 malt. I will do 2 malt. Let me see if I can just straight up get a whiskey somewhere. Now I could get a beer or a whiskey. So I will do a whiskey. So that was 1 turn. Next turn, over here for the false lighthouse. So that'd give me 3 money. And now I could choose between beer or whiskey. This time I'll do beer, because beer is good. So we're 1 settlement, we're 1 phase before the de-settlement phase. Now I could pay him $2, take his action of turning a coin up the 1 time into a book, and then I could do it 3 times, but only have enough for 1. Beer and whiskey will turn into a reliquary. Reliquary? Yeah. So I took the action of that. So I have 1 more action, I believe. So I could go here. I do have 3 food and 3 heat. 3 food and 3 heat. Farming village. We'll just put him out here. So that was my turn. You're supposed to do that. All your workers will be back. The settlement phase for E is there. They're going to build the rest of these. I'm going to just not do that. I get to, I guess, build one of these. Wait, sure, I do have, I'm going to turn this 5 into 5 singles. So I do have 7 right here. Just 7 food to turn that market town. Okay, I get my D. This is the last set of buildings. I almost pretty much have every single plot built. I need money, so let's do money. Yeah, $10. If I remember right, you can offset these like that. So I want to buy this for 6. Put it right here as that. So I got the money, did the free turn to buy. This has to be built on the hillside, so I would need stone. Pay him $2. Use the Joker for 5 stone. So that's my second action. There we go. Now I would spend 4 stone to build the round tower. I have 14 points. Let me see if I can retcon this. So before I bought that, I have the 4. I'll go up here and get $3. So first action is taking the false lighthouse for $3, and I will take, I believe, a whiskey. And now I will build the round tower for 4 stone, letting me take the round tower with my priory. So if I get rid of 5 money, a whiskey, was it 14 points? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 14 points. I can get 30 points. So I guess that's essentially turning to 7. It's getting 1 point. Is that all I was getting? Getting rid of it. It's just a transfer. A change of hands. So those are my 2 actions. How badly do I need clay is the question. I guess I do need clay. So, clay, 10, clay. Let's load up on it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $10 clay. And I'll probably pay him another $2 to take. No. Give me my $2 back. I'm going to go here. There. That wasn't quite where I wanted to go. So I need 2 food and a heat to get a stone. So first action clay, second action taking my worker next. Okay. I'll actually get 1 additional stone, sorry. So 2 food and 1 heat. I meant to get 1 more stone before that. So now I need some grain, which I think I'm getting 9 grain. Turning 2 of those into straw. And then spending 3 stone, 2 straw as my second turn to get the sacristy? Sacristy, yeah. Too bad I don't have my priory. So now, another turn. I need a book. I need a book and some ornaments. So a book. Give me a book. I'll take malt. 2 malt. I like it. And let's do some whiskey. So 1 action. Second action. How do I get an ornament again? So I need wood. So let's fell this for 8 wood. Second action, felling trees. The peat coal resources out of the game. So go down here, turning 2 of these wood, 2 of them woods into a reliquary. Actually, an ornament, sorry. And 5 coins. And now I could go to the sacristy. So I could get rid of a book, a reliquary, an ornament, and some ceramic to get another 30-point marker. So that gave me 12 points, 17 points just turned into 30. So I guess that's worth it. One action was doing that. We're almost there. And I could build the bulwark for 2 clay and 2 wood. Put him out here. So now, like I said in this last turn, so return if they need to be. Mine get returned. Rotate the production wheel. They got bumped. Neutral player builds all remaining buildings. This one has to be next to a cloister. And I could take any of those actions. So if I got rid of $5, I could get 1 point per cloister building. 2 points per cloister building. So, but I have to pay him $2 in addition. Huh. So I pay him a whiskey to pay the $5 to use his priory to get 2 points per, and I'm just going to use books to represent 2 points per. One point in the solo game. All right. So now this may result in the neutral player getting the clergy back. Carry out the settlement phase. So, unlike A through D, step 7 takes place between 3 and 4. 2 and 3. So I'm supposed to carry out my normal turn before I did that. So I need to do a little bit of retconning, I guess. I'm just going to get money for $6. And then I'll go over here for $3. $3. I'm trying to do something that won't affect what I did. So I did it kind of in a roundabout way. And then now I'm going to do final scoring, I believe. So let me go get a pen and we'll get started with final scoring. Okay, I'm a millennial, so math is not the best for me. Just putting the date. So I need to look at each dwelling. I'll use grain to kind of represent a bright color that I've already looked at them. So we're hitting the market town. Those cancel out, so 5, so 12. So he's got a total of 12. Starting off strong. Going here to the artist colony. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 13, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So minus 3, so 20. 8, so 15, 13, so that's 13. Going, going, going. 6, 7, 8. 13, 18, 23, 25. I think I wasn't able to really build one of these last ones, so I'm just not going to do it. Looks like I scored all my settlements. 12 plus 17 plus 20 plus 13 plus 8 plus 25 only gives me 95 for my settlement score, which is actually about what I've been doing, better than what I've been doing. Points for buildings and the settlements. So I'll do a grain to represent each row. 3, 8, 23 for the total top. 7, 11, 17, 16. 8, 17, 25, 29, 39. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, so 21. 15 plus 8 is 23, 27, 20, 33. So 132 for points for buildings and settlements, which actually I'm doing better than I did. Points for my goods. Let's take all these away. I do that to try and keep myself honest. So I got 1 additional point for each cloister building. So that's 5 points. 35, so 65 plus 68, 71 plus another 8, so 71, so 79. 79, there's another 2 points. 81, 82 total, which is pretty decent. So I guess only scored 309, which the highest I've scored so far is 334. I think I did all my scoring correctly. That is how you play Ora and Labora. It's a good, fun game. I'll take you back down to me, and I will go over how I feel about it. Okay, so Ora and Labora. What do I think about it? Burp, burp, beagle burp. I think it's a good game. There's a lot going on, so you do have to play this one a lot slower. I can see why the time is 2 to 3 hours for a 2 to 4 player game. They have a short game and a long game version for, I believe, the 2 player, maybe the other ones as well. I've looked on the forums, and the complaints about Ora and Labora is that it's static. And I agree that it's static because the same buildings will come out in the same phases every time. So ideally, or essentially, you could plot out the most efficient way of beating this game. If you had a logbook and you played this and you sat here and maximized every single turn, I imagine there's someone out there on a forum who has found a way to get the highest amount of points, because all you have to do is sit here and look at the game. Nothing changes because a neutral player will only build what you don't build. So it's still sitting there waiting for you to get built. I am not that smart of a person to sit here and plan out and maximize. So I'm still discovering how this game even plays. So I would recommend this as a solo game, because I think about time you would figure out how to even do that. You're going to be playing with other people too. So a 2 to 4 player game would definitely be less static. The same buildings would come out, but someone's going to build them in front of you. So this game is definitely more strategic than tactical, because you are planning, especially in solo, what to build and when to build. There is a little more tact in the 2 and 4 player game because you have to respond to how other people are playing. But this really is a beat your own high score, and it is a solitaire game with no take that mechanics at all. It's still super fun. It's still a big advanced level Uwe Rosenberg game. So it'll scratch the itch for resource conversion, worker placement, action selection, and building buildings. The only thing that it doesn't have that's very typical of Uwe is feeding your workers. But I think it's funny as shit that you're feeding priories and monks whiskey in order to take the action. You bribe them, and then you give them whiskey. So I just thought it was funny. A little subtle humor there. Anyways, that is how you play Ora and Labora solo. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. Hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes. Leave a comment if I did. I am not the greatest player. As you saw, I was 200 points shy of even getting 500 points. And it's easier in the Irish game. So take care. I will see you next time.